Hi, this is Marcel of Marcel on Tech, and today I am talking about and having a little bit of a rant, if I'm honest, about Samsung products. We've taken a bit of a break. We've been on holiday. It's been fantastic to take some time off from both my day job and from the tech channel, but now I'm really excited to get back into it. And today I want to talk about the flagship devices from Samsung and why I have a problem with them. Let's get into it. I'm talking about the Samsung Fold 6 and the Samsung Galaxy Watch Ultra. These two devices are coming in at massively high prices. But guess what? I am underwhelmed and overcharged. It's as simple as that. And I hate to say it because let me prefix this video with a statement that I love Samsung watches. I love Samsung devices and I love the Samsung software. So don't get me wrong, I am not a Samsung hater by any means. In fact, I want to make this video because I want Samsung to go in the direction that they used to, which is to provide overwhelming and undercharging people for the quality of what they would get. Now, Apple are famous for obviously overcharging, slightly underwhelming, but reliable devices. So their devices are reliable, and I don't argue that they are very, very good at what they do. And it's the same with Samsung. But now what they're trying to do is they're trying to push the prices up without delivering on the relative value of that price increase. So let me explain myself. So first and foremost, it's a hardware problem, if I'm honest. Now, the Samsung Fold 6 is a great device, but it's the wrong shape. No one is doing this type of build shape because it's not the best in hand. If you pick up this device, you're going to have much flatter edges, but you're going to have sharper corners. So therefore, it's a little bit more grippy, but it's also slightly less comfortable to hold. So that kind of negates the whole purpose of that. Now, this narrow front screen is something that I really dislike because it is okay for one-handed use, but for two-handed use, it's just about okay. It's just about okay. And the reason is, with this Samsung 6, you're getting a little bit more screen, so a little bit less bezel on the edges of the screen, which are symmetrical, so it's okay. Now, when you do open up the device, you are getting an even bigger screen on the inside, which is absolutely fantastic. But we all know that this screen is fantastic. But again, the crease, which I normally don't really care about, is actually more pronounced on this than I had expected it to be, and more pronounced than when you compare it to other foldable devices that are now becoming increasingly on the market. So my reasoning for doing this video really is to encourage Samsung to try their best to over-deliver on what they're asking for, because let's talk about pricing very, very quickly. This is a 2,000 euro device, okay? What are you getting in the box? Well, there's the box. It's very, very thin. You're not getting a charger in the box, but you are getting a cable and you do get the phone. What you don't get is a screen protector, and I would highly recommend a screen protector, especially on the front cover, because that front cover, it would appear, is easier than you might think to scratch. So I know it's not difficult to install one yourself. I did it myself as well. But why doesn't it come in the box? All the other OEMs do it, particularly the Chinese ones. They all install their own ones. And that just adds that little bit extra protection and a bit better value for money. Why Samsung can't do that, I do not understand, especially if that front screen has any potential to scratch, which I can tell you it does. So that is really, really annoying. And it is under-delivering, really, if I'm honest. Camera quality, moving on to that, is okay. It is very good. It is very good, but it's not excellent. And it's not Samsung S24 Ultra territory, which for the amount of money that you're paying for this, it really should be. And I know that there's an argument about the camera bumps and the amount of space and all that kind of stuff, but we're seeing in other foldable devices now that they are using premium hardware that's resulting in really good photography and videography. So why Samsung can't do it when they have normally excellent cameras and video, it just surprises me. But you will get good stuff from this. I'm not going to argue that, but it's definitely not the best it could be. So this is a bit annoying. In terms of battery life, definitely get you through the day, but it is of course a sandwich phone, so you've got batteries on both sides, so you'd expect that. Charging is acceptable as well because it does do that quite rapidly as well, especially if you have a fast charger. But you won't get one in the box, so you either need to get a deal from Amazon, links in the description by the way, because there will be offers for that as well, but you don't get one in the box, so you're gonna have to either get a deal or you have to pay extra for that as well, okay? So there are limitations to this. It is very frustrating and it is just too much money to ask for what they are delivering. Now, if we compare that directly to the Samsung Watch Ultra, which is a direct competitor, I mean, it doesn't get any more obvious if you try, that they're trying to compete with the Apple Watch Ultra, then my gripes with this, now forget about the screen quality, it's gonna be brilliant. It's Samsung, they make all the best panels in the world, so there's no two ways about it. The design as well is something that I actually really do like. It's this squircle design. So the chassis is actually square, but the screen is round. So it's a little confusing, but it is a really, really nice design. I do like the way it looks. It does look chunky. You do lose the rotating bezel. So there is no rotation there. There is a digital bezel. So obviously when you touch the screen around the edge, it rotates round like a digital bezel. But I do love the actual physical bezel, as you can see here, that I've got on my Galaxy Watch 4, which was my favorite smartwatch for a long time until I started testing the competitors. Competitors like the Huawei GT Watch 4, which is unreal for battery life. So the battery life on that is 7 solid days, and it is doing 85% of what this is doing. This watch has Google Assistant, and it does have NFC payments. But if you switch those things off, you're not getting 5 days, 6 days, 3 days. You're still getting 1.5 days max on this massive device. Why is that? Why can't they do longer battery life? Because the way you then charge this is quite frustrating, because then you have to think about when you're going to charge it up. Chances are you might not get through a day and a half, so you need to make sure you put it on the cradle. And the next problem is, because it's a wireless charging device, it takes too long. To fully charge this device up takes about 90 minutes. That's a crazy long period of time, even on a fast charging brick. I've not been that impressed at all with how quickly that's charging up. I don't think that's a problem with my watch in terms of it being a problem. I think it's supposed to charge faster, but I've used different charging bricks, and I've used the proprietary one that came with the watch as well when I bought it, and it still seems to take quite a long time to charge it up. So then I find I have long periods of time where I'm just not wearing the watch. Now, if you leave always on display, which in fairness, it's a watch, right? So it's supposed to display the time all the time. If you leave that on, you're gonna get through a day. So a 1-day battery cycle on a 700 euro smartwatch, that's underwhelming. Overpriced, underwhelming. And it is a bit of a shame, but it is a great, great watch when it works, of course, because you've got features on here like you wouldn't believe, from heart rate monitoring to gesture controls to activations. It's really, really cool. If you want to see more about the features of this watch, please put a comment below. I'd love to hear about that. But in terms of its actual functionality for basic use and for daily use, if you're not going to be using all the special features, or whether you are, you're just not going to get it for that long, which is very frustrating, especially for the amount of money that you've paid and the sheer size of the watch as well. Now let's talk a little bit about software. Of course, the software on both of these is very good, and that's where Samsung excels. Samsung excels in their One UI. I love it. I think it's very good. It's incredibly versatile, especially if you're using things like Good Lock, which is basically unlocks your device to be able to do anything you want with it, to modify it, to personalize it, and so on. That obviously works on the phone. Good Lock is not something that works on your watch. And they've actually limited the ability to make watch faces as you might want on the watch as well, which is a bit of a shame, but that's another video. So versatility in software has never been a problem for Samsung, but the hardware and the value for money is what I'm talking about. So that is a bit of a shame. This device is fantastic, but not for the price. You can pick up the Fold 5 for much less, and where the only advantages of Samsung devices is that they do depreciate, and I say only advantage in terms of pricing is that they do depreciate and offer or discounts regularly. So if that's the case, you can get the Fold 5, which is not too different from this one, for a much better price than 2,000 euros. And if you are desperate for a Samsung folding device, I would highly recommend you do that. But if you're looking for a foldable device from perhaps a different manufacturer or that just offers you more for your money, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, because I will be testing out some more of the amazing devices coming through, particularly from China, from the likes of Honor and Xiaomi, because I think Honor are really leading the way, and I can't wait to get my hands on the V3, which looks to be absolutely amazing. And that will be coming out next month. So keep your eyes peeled. Make sure you tick that bell icon as well. And if you have any questions, or if you disagree with anything I've said, put a comment below. I'd love to hear whether you agree or disagree as to whether Samsung are now overcharging and underwhelming with their flagship devices. I'd love to hear what you think. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye-bye for now.